In the Midwest, there's a hidden legend. A legend that uses the undisputed worst character in Vampire Savior at its highest level, and a personal favorite player of mine, Mario Moneyar Gomez. Moneyar began playing competitively in fighting games at a Brunswick zone in Neighborsville, Illinois in 2002 while still in high school. And after hearing trash talk online on a website called Shoryuken.com, Moneyar would travel over to an arcade called Nickel City, where he admittedly got messed up. Undaunted though, Moneyar showed grit and continued to play fighting games competitively by attending local tournaments with 20 people sharing a single cabinet, along with the occasional major like Midwest Challenge that had up to 200 attendees, including household names like Justin Wong and Ricky Ortiz. However, Moneyar wouldn't get into VSAV until the explosion of emulators online. And because NetPlay back then was practically unplayable, it would be really janky, and it wouldn't be until the release of the GGPO that the Moneyar we know today began to take shape. Although during this time, he himself said he didn't play his trademark Alaris, instead preferring Lilith and then later Bishamon as his main. Even nowadays though, practically everyone shies away from playing Alaris. This is due to his crippled toolkit, as he's straight up missing core mechanics of the game. Without the ability to tech it, more than half the roster can jail you in the corner, with the only counterplay being to wait for the player to drop an input or tight windows of opportunity, but good luck knowing when to press a button. He's tall, slow, can't perform normal grabs, and the grabs he does have is easily punished on whiff, and characters like Lord Raptor can simply walk under it or punish it as it has its own hurt box. Some of his moves are even more detrimental to use than helpful. His Dark Force and Guard Cancel are more harmful than good if the opponent knows how to play against it, and a lot of his moves have a long startup and are easily interrupted. So then, how did Moneyar end up playing with and then deciding to stick with such a character? Well, what separates Moneyar from the average fighting game player is his dedication to labbing. Taken to such an extreme, he learned how to use 2 controllers at once, because training modes back in the day weren't helpful, that is, if a game even had one. And despite knowing more than anybody just how bad the character is, this simply made him want to make it work all the more, which perfectly complements what makes Alaris viable to play at all. One thing you might not expect him to be good at is mobility, due to how slow he is, but you'd be wrong. He can side switch to avoid getting trapped in a corner, along with having a good dash that can easily be comboed off with light jabs and kicks, but while in the air, he's at his strongest, with him being able to jump 3 times, air block whenever, an arcing projectile, strong normals to check rushdown, but most importantly to his gameplay style, Pyramid Dive. This move paired with a dirty high-low mix-up when dashing allows for a seemingly sudden burst of pressure. This is what Alaris wants to achieve. He wants to bide his time working on his opponent, conditioning them until he can safely rush down, usually when he gets a full knockdown. Although to make full use of this and be able to put himself in this position in the first place, it's mainly up to the player to know when he's able to sell out on offense, as not only must you know how to play against every character in the game, but it's also important to recognize other player habits and how to exploit them. So by virtue of needing to understand the whole cast to win, Lab Rat Moneyar spent so much time on Alaris that after 3 years of playing him, he managed to become infamous in the emulator lobbies for being one of the best players. That being said, however, being the best online holds little weight to being the best competitively. But what would cement it is by taking first place at the last edition of a beloved Midwest Major tournament.
It's really a shame that this is the last UFGT. Anyone who hasn't been on.
The Ultimate Fighting Game Tournament, UFGT, would have its last event in 2014 as its founder and organizer Adam Hart sat down in order to pursue a promising game dev career at Iron Galaxy Studios. Now to be fair, Moneyar had been in the competitive scene before this and won more prestigious tournaments after, but none have that eye-catching zing to it like winning the last major's last hurrah. And to say that this was a last hurrah is even kinda debatable, as it's more of a change in name and head organizer only, as only a year later, Combo Breaker under Assistant Director of UFGT 10, Richard Ty here, opened its doors at the exact same venue in nearly the same day in May, along with Midwest FGC staples like mystery and auction tournaments, returning like nothing had happened. Unfortunately for our story, however, UFGT 10's VSAB tournament bracket seems to be lost media, and even less footage survived except for 4 videos, 2 of which we will take a look at. But first, I did manage to find the top 8 bracket, and in winter semifinals, Moneyar would defeat a player called Xanos, and though I can't find any footage anywhere of the match, he seems to have won with a clean 2-0 sweep to advance to winners finals against a juggernaut of today's Vampire Savior scene, Alaris. Alaris to VSAV is to what Arslan Ash is for the Tekken scene, but put on horse steroids. In 2020s alone, according to his Liquipedia page, he has entered 20 events, and in those 20 events, he has taken first 17 times and finished in grand finals in all but 1. Hell, in these grand finals, Moneyar and Alaris have already met 3 times, with Moneyar still waiting to get one set off him, so needless to say, he's one of the players I have in mind to make a video on later. But for now, we're back in 2014, and let's actually get into some gameplay, as in the first set, Alaris using Felisa will be about on par with Moneyar with health, until, as the commentators predicted, Alaris had gotten him where he wanted.
And like once he gets the knockdown, momentum's all in his favor. Yeah. He has a very good high-low, and he takes a lot of damage. And connects up really good. Alright, look at that pressure. Look at that. Ooh. Mar takes it. Takes game 1.
In the next set, Alaris run the offensive and put Moneyar in the corner, and as you can see, it's a hard thing for Alaris to survive in this situation. Quickly, it began to look like a wash, until Moneyar's character knowledge came into play the moment Felicia went into Dark Force.
Oh my god, he dropped the combo actually. He could have got punished way more.
This one interaction will completely flip the script of the set, as Alaris' offense will be stonewalled, which ended in a godly anti-air reaction in the corner. In the following set, Alaris and Mar would trade combos, so the Alaris keeping the lead in the momentum until Felicia mixed them up in the corner to take a life. And here is a decisive moment. Alaris would overextend his pressure. This allows Mar to roll into him in order to wake up away from the wall. Moneyar would then use an unblockable called Pits of the Underworld, which obviously missed due to its long startup time, but now smelling blood in the water, Alaris would go perhaps a little bit too eager on the offensive and eat 2 straight Cobra blows, leading Moneyar to drop a no-set shitter on Alaris to advance into Grand Finals. The man that would eventually come to meet him in Grand Finals will be another welcome surprise to me, as it's another favorite of mine, although not for gameplay like Mar, but for his personality and humor. Flo. Flo would use a character that is much harder to deal with than Felicia for Alaris, Sasquatch. So then when the match began, even though it was back and forth slugfest, that's probably as good as Mar could hope for. And although Flo was able to get the first life off, once again like Alaris had done, Flo would get starry-eyed while pressuring Mar in the corner, allowing him to roll forwards to get the side switch and put Sasquatch in the corner. And now with the momentum completely in Moneyar's favor, he would use this opportunity to push Flo across the entire stage into the opposite corner, where Mar would pull off a highly risky axe kick, which seemed to have ended the set.
Oh, white life. White life. He's got to keep that white life.
Why is he snaking?
Oh man, that white life is recovering and he's getting his chance to get a comeback.
Surprisingly though, this wouldn't be the last time Flo would survive by the skin of his teeth either, as he would regain some of his white health only to then be brought back down to 1 HP, live for a bit, and then bow out to another pyramid dive. With the first round ending in favor of Moneyar, both players quickly move on to the second set, where Flo exploits Alaris' weakness early on by bringing him into the corner, although Mar stays calm and brings it back.
Who, Alaris?
Yeah. I love it. He's such a cool character. I'm gonna if he had that Tekken, he'd probably be highest mid. Yeah. He would probably be one of the better characters.
Flo's trying to play catch up, and he really only needs 2 or 3 combos, but he gets jabbed out. He kept trying to jump, and he kept getting jabbed out of his jump.
Yeah.
But now down by 2, Flo would show off that comedic brilliance I was talking about before.
Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it? Will he pick Victor? And he.
The roulette! The roulette!
If you don't know Victor, he is commonly considered the second worst character, so when he did this, the crowd and commentators got hyped. Also, he has a booty grab. Here's the brilliant part though. He would sit there staring dead-eyed at the screen, rubbing his chin like he's deep in thought, for 2 minutes, only to select Sasquatch again. He had managed to use the hype to get extra time to think and break up Mar's momentum. Did this help him though? No.
Nice!
Unblockable.
One point. Oh, that is unblockable. Oh, forget it. Yo, I love this game, man. It's literally an animated game. Like this is a cartoon.
This could be it. He needs to just play safe right now. Flo does.
Folks.
Or rush down. He needs to do one or the other.
Here we go.
To get that white life back.
Oh, here we go. Oh man, here we go.
Oh, that was a misinput.
Oh, block.
Flo's
Nice
still
block.
in this. If he can keep him out, that's what he's got to use. He's got to use that push block to get him back out, get him in a good position.
Game.
And it's game. That was great.
We had an excellent top 8. Come on, guys.
That was great.
And with that, Moneyar would win the last UFGT tournament, a beloved Midwest major, without dropping a single set in top 8. And the reason why I decided to use such a lopsided tournament to showcase Moneyar's ability is because this year, it's going to be a main stage game at EVO. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to go watch it live so we can show Capcom that people still give a fuck about this game and its title, and we want a new one, because I have Stockholm Syndrome and I've been waiting 14 years for this.